Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
So grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use.
Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media. Thankful for another day of life, we find ourselves grateful for all things, especially those things we take for granted. Today we welcome Robyn Conerly, who is a multifaceted entrepreneur, innovator, educator, and change agent with a deep appreciation for ministering to others through a life committed to service. She is the CEO of Losing to Win, an online wellness platform, co-founder of the nonprofit 360 Degrees, Mind, Body, and Soul, a program that seeks to help others transition from one phase of life to another, and co-founder with her sister, Pamela Conerly, of Biological Besties. She is also a co-author in the soon-to-be-released anthology, Finally Free. Welcome, Robyn. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, so
I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you.
Yeah.
So tell us about all of these different endeavors. Oh my God, you and Pamela are just rocking.
Trying to stay busy.
Yes, you're doing a great job.
You have succeeded.
One endeavor we have is we're doing the virtual academy, PARC Academy, after school WPR. That's our virtual K-12 academy, and then our after school program that's traditional. And I guess that's the main thing right now. And we just started on a health journey. And so we're both trying to become healthier, and we're working on that as well. And Biological Besties is a new boutique that we're working on as well. We're going to try to have inspirational items. We call it Biological Besties because we have, it's 5 sisters, and we're each other's bestie. And so that's how we got our name.
Oh,
cool. All righty. So tell us a little bit more about that, the Biological Besties. Tell us a little bit more, because that must be some kind of fun working with your siblings.
Yes.
And
well, we have a sister message group on GroupMe. And so one day we was just chatting and we came up with a name. We are BBs, Biological Besties. And it's going to be a boutique that sells, we call it IT shirts, IT. It's going to be called Intercessory Tees. That's one of the things we're going to do. And the other kind of items just to spur other sisters maybe who, who may not be as close, maybe to get closer, especially during the pandemic. I think that's the one thing the pandemic has taught us is that if you don't value anything, you should value the people in your lives. And so whatever you can do to reconcile or, just to value people. And so we're just going to try to sell different things that encourage others, and everything that we sell, we're going to pray over it. So whoever gets it, they're going to get it.
I love it. So when do you guys launch this?
Well, it's still coming soon. We're still working on it. It may be at the beginning of the year, or probably going to be at the beginning of the year. Maybe after the book release.
Oh, okay.
We're still working on it.
Okay. So tell us your role with Pamela in your school.
Well, we're both co-directors, and so we oversee the school, but then we also get in and do a hands-on with the students, and just to make sure that they're getting their work done, to make sure that if the teachers have any issues, they can contact us. So we do a little of everything. So we help with the work, but then we oversee all the students, and if we have any volunteers, sometimes we have volunteers, we oversee them as well.
So yeah, that's a beautiful program that you guys have, and it's been needed forever. And
for a long time.
Way before the pandemic, it was needed.
And we'll need it after the pandemic, so don't think it's going somewhere. It's going to be needed probably even more after the pandemic. As more people learn about it, they will want you to stay around. So just plan on expanding, sort of like setting your poles and strongly attaching them, because this is something that's, like Ida said, it's been needed for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
This will keep so many young ones from falling through the cracks. It will relieve the stress for parents, knowing that their children are really getting an education and not just running around the house loose, pretending to get their schoolwork done.
Yes.
There's an accountability, there's a responsibility, there's someone there to oversee them. Allegedly doing schoolwork.
Oh, yes, you're right. That was one of the issues. Some of our parents now, they started out trying to allow their children to stay at home, and they realized when they went back in, or when the teacher gave an update, that they were just, click submit for their work, but no work was submitted. And so.
Mm-hmm. And now there's some good accountability.
There is, because we're going to make sure whatever work there is assigned, we're going to make sure it's done.
Yeah.
And it's funny how children think. You would think they would realize, okay, I clicked on. That means that I'm here. They know that I'm here. So they kind of be looking for something from me. But children don't always think that way. It's like, okay, I clicked on. They see my name. Okay, let's go watch television or do something else. And then we'll click off. What time do we have to click off? Okay, we'll click off at that time. Watch the time. They're just not thinking that, that's not working. You're going to get caught sooner or later. So this is what makes this program so very valuable. Ida and I are really excited about it. It's an awesome program. And like we said, it was needed a long time ago. Because there are so many young people who fall through the cracks because there's no one to catch them. There's no one to catch them. There's just like, okay, well, these kids aren't doing well. All right, well, we'll keep their name on the roll, but we can't really do anything to help them, because the teachers' hands are so full, and teachers are undoubtedly the most valuable of all professions.
Yes.
The least well paid and sometimes the least appreciated. Even though I think during this pandemic, they're becoming
they're getting much appreciation now.
Yeah, I think
they should.
They really should. So just to reiterate, tell us what the program is all about.
Well, okay. Well, we started because we were just sitting around and I guess, just seeing what we could do to help. And the Lord gave us the idea of doing the virtual because we have a lot of parents, they have to work. And so some of them don't even have internet even today. And so we said, we'll provide a safe place where they can come. They can get their breakfast, they can get their lunch and get their snacks, and they can get their work done at the same time. And so the students come in, we open at 7, they'll get there around 7:30. They'll get to log in and do their bell ringers with their teachers. And from that point on, they are doing all their work. And most of them, some of them get a break like every couple of hours, but some of them don't. And we have some, they work from the time they get there to the time they leave. So by 8 o'clock till, it can go up to 5. They're working and they're working. And we're watching over, make sure they're safe. We just want to provide a safe place for them. And in the pandemic, some of the parents are extra concerned about, safety. And so we built different kind of barriers, plexiglass barriers. And then we did masks and face shields. We have monitored the children wherever they go and their desks are spaced out. So we just wanted it to be a safe place for the kids, as well as to give the parents ease when they're at work or whatever they have to do. And so the kids get their work done, they get their homework done, they play a little bit, and that's it. We want them to make sure that they are staying on par with the students who go to the normal school are even better than the kids who go to normal. We don't want them to fall behind. We want them to increase. And a lot of the students, it's amazing, but we found that some students, they have thrived with virtual where they didn't do so well in a traditional classroom. And so I think this is giving them opportunity just to see their strength and that they can do virtual. They can also, when they go back, they can do regular classroom stays as well.
So. Yeah, they don't have that distraction.
Yes. Yeah, they're not distracted by the other kids and what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yet they still have that ability to see other young people. They, you know, real human beings, not on Zoom. So that could be interesting. I think that's interesting that some of them are thriving in this arrangement. You would think that it would be just the opposite. So do you have any thoughts on why that is? Because that's very interesting, you know, that they would thrive in this situation.
I know we have some, like you said, I think it's that they're not distracted. And then also, I think it's more, you know, in a normal classroom, they may have 30 kids, you have one teacher, and that teacher could be split between all those kids. And so what we do is we'll put small groups, maybe like 2 kids, and then we'll be able to watch them and stay with them and make sure that they're focused. Because some students, when they're in the tuition classroom, they are less focused. And what we notice is sometimes you just have to just tell them, get back on track, or you're not focused, let's get back focused. And they'll get back focused and they can get their work done. So it's just I won't say attention, but attention. Because we know there's a lot of them, if they do, it's for attention, whether it's positive or negative. And so when you give them the attention that they need, and they can get back on track and stay focused.
Yeah, and I was going to say that attention span. Some kids have a limited attention span, you know, and they're easy to wander. Their minds are easy to wander because as adults, our minds wander. You know, we'll be working on something, next thing you know, our mind's somewhere else. But they don't know how to bring it back all the time. We've learned how to control, you know, at least bring it back. We can't not necessarily control it, but we know how to bring it back.
We recognize the fact that our minds are elsewhere, and we need to.
Right. We know when we're wandering. They just stay wandering.
Yes. And I love the fact you said that sometimes you work in small groups, like 2 or 3 or 4 children together. That also has to be very powerful for the child. Because I know that even I can go back, we all can, in school and think about the times that we really needed our teacher's attention. And sometimes the people who got it were the people who were really good. So that's another powerful point about this program that you and your sister have created. The fact that your child is going to be receiving more individualized attention. Awesome, powerful point.
Yeah,
powerful point for your program.
Point. So how can people get in touch with you?
Well, let's see. I have Facebook. Personal Facebook is Robyn Conerly, and that's ROBYN, and it's CNERL. My email is robynconerly@yahoo.com. And then I have Instagram, Beautiful Robyn, and that's VEYOUTIFUL, and then ROBYN.
Okay.
And then for our business, PARC Academy and After School WPR, we have a Facebook page.
Oh, okay. So, Robyn, tell us a little bit about the agency, the academy that you guys have.
Yes, well, the name is PARC Academy and After School Program WPR, and it's a virtual academy for K through 12th grade students. And we started it because of the pandemic. A lot of parents had to work and they needed a safe place for their child to go. They needed somewhere for their children to be watched over, and also they needed like internet services. And so we just came together, my sister and I prayed about it and got this idea. And so we started it, and we've tried to make it as safe as possible. We've built little barriers for each child. Each child is in their own cubicle. They have a plexiglass barrier on their desk. We made face masks. We made disinfectant. Anything we could do to ease the minds of the parents, but also have a safe place for the students. And so we just come along with the school district. We work in collaboration with them, and we help the students. Whatever work the teachers assign, we just help them. We try to make sure they're getting their work done and still enjoy a little bit of normalcy. And so we let them play outside when we can, and just we want to make sure they're well-rounded 360 degrees. And so that's what we're doing.
All right. That's awesome. strategy, and it's much needed.
Ida and I love this program. You know, we've spoken to your sister Pamela, and it's just such a fabulous program. So much needed, long needed. Uh, the world has been waiting for you. I'm telling you.
Wow.
This idea of collaboration with the school systems, not to take over what they're doing, come alongside and to support so that nobody gets left out. But this readily available support system is a phenomenal concept.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
and
is.
we make sure we stay in contact with the teachers. We give them our numbers. They'll text us like messages if something they need to tell the child. We also do class dojo with the teachers. And so we want to make sure that they know who we are and that we're there to help in any way we can.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's fabulous. Wonderful,
Let
wonderful.
me ask you, how did you get on this road? How did all of this manifest?
Well, I would have to say it has to be God, because if you have asked me beginning of the year or even in March, I couldn't have seen the road that I'm on now. So it has to be Him ordering my steps, even when I didn't know where He was taking me.
There are so many people who have said that, have come on and said that this pandemic has really been a benefit. And that rather than just thinking about, how can I make a living, how they're now thinking about how can I be of service. And this certainly fits within that. One of my supervisors actually mentioned to me that he has a little girl, and he says she's missing out on kindergarten because she is going to virtual school events. What do you call those when you go to the zoo and whatnot? How do you go to do virtual zoo? The concept is just not working. It's not working.
Virtual zoo.
Yeah, it's like it's really robbed children of that experience of school, the socialization.
Yes.
Their own growing up, seeing themselves in other people's eyes, good or bad, learning how to stand on their own. Mm-hmm. And that is what your program is actually giving some of these children, because they are seeing other children. They're getting to see the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they act, whether they get disciplined for it. And I want to ask you, what is like the ratio of your position, your teachers or volunteers, to each child?
Well, what we like to do is have no more than, it can vary from 3 to 4 per adult. So we try to let them have as much hands-on or one-on-one experience with an adult that they, so that we can make sure that they're focusing and have the attention that they need.
That's great. Now, my question to you is, have you seen a difference, and I'm sure you have, in how children are reacting to the situation or responding to it, I should say?
It's funny, but we actually have. There are some students who, in the midst of a pandemic and being away from a normal school, they're thriving. Like their grades are improving, their behavior is improving, and it's amazing. Like we had parents who've noticed the difference in their children, and they're just amazed at what they're able to accomplish during the pandemic. And so we're grateful that we're able to participate in that process.
Wow. Because you would think that it would be just the opposite, that, they wouldn't be thriving. They would be all upset, but they're actually thriving in this arrangement, which says something. That must mean that that's what children need. They need to be in smaller groups and to have the attention of the adult.
Yes.
You start getting into 30 children in the classroom, there's no way that a child who really needs help is going to have the courage, perhaps, to admit that they need the help. And often the teacher is not able to give them that help because they're trying to pull the entire class forward. So again, that's a little piece of wisdom and knowledge and information that is critical as we go into the future.
Mm-hmm.
We may have to go back to the little red schoolhouse kind of concept.
We may.
Yeah.
Whatever the
Our
kids
children
need.
to really get the information and education that they require and that they desire. That's what I'm hearing. If in this pandemic they are thriving, that means this is what the children desire. They're telling us what they need. That's
Yes.
big.
For sure. Absolutely. So, Miss Robyn, how can people get in contact with you?
Well, for our business, we have it's PARC Academy and ASCEN WPR. That's on Facebook. For personal, my email is Robyn Conerly at Yahoo. And that's just my name, ROBYN CONERLY at yahoo.com. And Instagram, it's Beautiful Robyn, BEYOUTIFUL, then ROBYN.
Great. So, Finally Free. How did you get involved with Finally Free? How did Dawn find you?
Wow. You're right. Well, my sister Pam, she saw this group on Facebook called Finally Free. And so she joined it and she invited me to join. And so I joined because she was a part. And then I just liked the different questions she'd asked during the week to help your week go along better. And so I joined the group. And then one day during the pandemic, I was just in the bathroom, just saying a prayer. And I was like, Lord, I feel like there is something more that you want me to do, but I don't know what it is. But if you tell me, then I'll do it. And I promise you, it was maybe like 10 minutes later, Pam, my sister Pam called me and said, there's an opportunity that Dawn has for writing in an anthology, and it's called Finally Free. And normally, she knows I probably be like, no, but I just felt like that was the answer to the prayer that I had just prayed. And so I just said yes before I could say no. Then I called Dawn and talked to her, and she was just so down to earth, and I just said yes.
Yes, Dawn is a sweetheart. Yes, so tell us a little bit about what your chapter, just without giving it away. What's the name of it?
Okay, the title of it is Don't Lose Your Cry, and it's about the power of your voice, and if you lost your voice, how to reclaim it, and if you're in the midst of losing it, how to fight so that you don't lose it. Because I just want everyone to know their voice is powerful. You know, like the Lord formed the earth with words. And so if words weren't powerful, I don't think he would have used that at the beginning. So our voice is powerful.
Oh my goodness. You and your sister are very insightful. Very insightful. Very insightful. That's awesome insight. Our words are powerful and they're needed. There's not only are you getting out there, but we gain so much individually, you know, and sometimes it's just the courage to act, you know, on our own, what we need to do. And that's what we get so much from all of those who have contributed to anthologies and the reasons that you use for the titles of your chapters, you know, just amazing. I'm not going to give away your sister's. People have to listen to see her concept, but the same kind of deep insight, you know. Yes, God used words. He said.
He said.
There you go.
Yeah, with words.
Yeah, he said. You know, sometimes we don't value our words, and that's why we're told to be careful what comes out of our mouth. But yeah, still, our words are so powerful. And right now, because of the pandemic, isn't it lovely that we have this opportunity to seed better thoughts, better actions with our words?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Absolutely. It's been, so let me just ask you, Robyn, in this pandemic, we know you guys have been busy with, you know, your academy and working with the kids. But when you're not doing that, what are you doing?
Let's see. Well, I'm still doing, you know, as far as outside of the church, I'm still doing things with our women's group. We still have things of that nature. So I'm still trying to fellowship with the women, still trying to work on becoming a healthier version of myself. And my sister and I are both in this health journey together, and so we're trying to become healthier, working on that, and I guess that's about the main thing. And another thing I guess I would say is, what I discovered is once you say yes, or you take the chance and you say yes to God in one area, He'll remind you of other areas of things that He called you to do that you haven't said yes to. And so one of those is another book that I need to start working on. So
we got another book coming.
All right.
Yeah. All right. We can't wait to hear about it. So we are so happy you joined us. And again, how can people get in touch with you?
Okay. Email is robynconerly@yahoo.com. Facebook is Robyn Conerly, and also for our business, PARC Academy and After School WPR. And if they use any of those three, they can get to any of the other ones. So I'll leave with those three.
Okay. Well, we definitely had a blast with you. Mm-hmm. And we knew we would.
Thank you, guys. I have had such an awesome time. This is out of my norm, but you guys made it so easy. And I appreciated the conversation, the easy conversation with you guys.
Oh, thank you. We like to make it like sitting around the kitchen table, because, that's when you begin to speak from the heart. When you don't feel like you have to rehearse or whatever, or what you're going to say. It just kind of flows out.
I agree. Yes, and it's, like I said, it's so rewarding for us as well. We learn so much. We become edified as well. So we thank you for your time and for being with us and for just being yourself.
Absolutely.
And thank you. Thank you guys for speaking into our lives over what we're doing. So thank you for the power of your words. And I pray that every conversation you have, you continue to edify others and you'll be edified, because the person who refreshes another, they're going to be refreshed. So I look forward to
absolutely. Thank you so
everything
much.
you have.
And thank you for all you do.
Mm-hmm. Your business through Just Minding My Business Media has exposure on internet radio, major social media platforms, and now TV through Just Minding My Business dynamic digital marketing platform. Don't listen to the word on the street. Hear it for yourself. Visit jmb.asistercircle.org to learn how you can take your business, your vision, to the next level. Voiceovers by RCH VoiceWorks, for when you want to be heard. Call 443-620-4115.
Thank you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.